morning, brothers and sisters. This is Brother West coming to you. First of all, I want to thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for many of you that are touching and agreeing with me through faith, through seed. And I'm grateful. And like I said before, I need partners, and I need more partners. And God is going to cause this thing to happen. The scripture says that those who are planted in the house of God shall flourish in his courts. And whatever you put in the ground, whatever you put in good ground, whatever you put where God is, where you put where God is residing, it's going to come back, it's going to flourish. And so it takes faithfulness. It takes faithfulness. But this is what I want to say. I want to testify real brief. I want to have a brief testimonial moment. And I will say this, and I know it was only God. The other night, I had a real need. The other night, I really needed God like never before. And as I was praying and as I was asking God, while I was awake, it seems like he didn't answer. When I was asking God for something, a certain need that I needed, while I was awake, it seems like he didn't answer. But when I went to sleep, it was one of those nights when I went to sleep. When I went to sleep, God was moving. When I went to sleep, God was doing something that I did not know he was doing. I was hoping that he was doing. I was believing that he was doing. I was trusting that he was doing. But as I was asleep, when I woke up that next morning, God had gave me my answer. Some of you, while you're awake, God ain't speaking. Or it seems like God is not speaking. But what God is doing once you fall asleep, once you begin to trust him, once you begin to take your mind off of it, once you say, God, I give it to you. And the moment that you surrender and give it to God, while you're asleep, while you're trusting him, while your eyes are closed, while you're unconscious to what's going on because you have faith, while you're asleep, God is causing that thing to happen. Hear what I'm saying. When you learn how to trust him and rest, and see, many of you are restless. That's why God hadn't moved. But the moment that you take the less out the rest and begin to just let it go and trust him. And when you let it go and trust him while you're asleep, he's going to cause it to happen. Scripture says, give you a scripture. The scripture says, God, in the book of Job, I speak to man once. Man don't listen. Speak to him twice. He don't perceive. But a deep sleep comes upon that man. And when that deep sleep comes on that man, that's when God will seal his purpose. Is that all right? And so that is my testimony, what God is doing. While you're asleep, God is moving while you're asleep.